You know why starting a new sketchbook is so scary? Because when you buy them, they look perfect. They look like they belong in a store, not on a messy artist's desk. Step 1. Graffiti. I'm putting my mark on the outside immediately. By doing this, I'm telling my brain, this isn't a precious object anymore. This is my tool. It's a piece of me now, flaws and all. Welcome back to the lab. Today we're fixing that fear. We aren't just starting this book, we're claiming it. A lot of sketchbook ideas for beginners tell you to make a title page here, but that's too much pressure. Instead, we're writing a permission slip. I'm putting down a wash of color first so the page isn't staring at me with all that white space. It's already imperfect. The watercolors I'm using today are Schmincke's Retro Set. I'm spraying them down to activate the color, and now I'm going to take my Faber-Castell water brush and get in that yellow and get it all nice and wet so I can pick up the color and spread it down for my wash. Now I'm going to take that color and spread it out over the page. It's not perfect right now, but as soon as I get more color on there, I'm going to get the page a little bit more wet and spread that pigment around to give it more of a wash feel. This is the most important step in setting up a new sketchbook. If I mess up on page 50, I'm not failing. I'm just following the rules I set on page 1. And if I don't like something, I can paint or collage over it. This is my playground. I'm going to give myself permission to make ugly art, to waste supplies, and to experiment. Now I'm writing my contract. I give myself permission to mess this book up. Okay, the contract is signed, now let's do some science. I call this the smush. I'm starting out by wetting the page. This will help the colors travel and merge during this experiment. Next, I'm using Liquitex acrylic ink and some of Schmincke's Aqua Drop liquid watercolors to blot the page. If you have a fear of the blank page, stop trying to draw, just move color. I have zero control over how this dries, and that's the point. I've used red, yellow, blue, and now just a little bit of green. Once I have all the colors I want, I take a reused Ziploc bag to smush the colors together. Let me show you how it works. I'm using this Ziploc bag because it works really well with the size of the page, and it's something I've reused a few times, so I feel like I'm kind of recycling here. Look at that beautiful smush footage. I had a little excess at the bottom, so I dabbed it up with a paper towel. While that dries, I'm going to doodle some loose shapes on this other page. This is a relaxing art video, not a stressful class. We are just playing in the lab. I'm using Posca pastel paint pens. They're one of my favorites to use. They're opaque and have a great selection of colors. I didn't really have a plan here for these shapes. I just let my hand take control. Let's take a moment to enjoy this Zen art scene. I'm trying to not focus too hard on what comes next. I'm just picking colors and putting pens to the page, making random shapes as I go. Here's a theory for your thoughts. When you're not sure what to do next, create experiments like the smush. When dry, you can come back later and use them for a background. I'm going to do a little sketch of my art lab setup. Finally, let's turn this sketchbook into an art journal. I love saving bits of my day. This is one of my favorite ways to use a sketchbook. Collaging's just slapping bits and pieces of your favorite things on a paper and seeing what happens. It's completely experimental. And later on, I can come back and I can possibly paint or draw over it with other mediums. It's messy, it's tactile, and it feels so much more cozy than trying to draw a perfect portrait. I'm starting out here by using some cool moth scrapbook paper, and then I have a piece of moth ephemera, which is kind of like a found object, like different papers or fabrics that you can find randomly. Then I'm using this Tombow removable adhesive, which just means that once you tack it down, it's not permanent. You can remove it again if you need. Using it on each side so it gets a nice grip to the paper. I really like using this style of adhesive. You don't have to wait for it to dry. I've got this fun pad of Halloween sticker paper from Pipsticks. It also happens to have a cool moth design. I'm going to rip off a few pieces and stick it to my collage. Some people really like to use these like a journal, so they save bits and pieces of their day and include them in their collages. This isn't something that I normally do, but I did save my receipt from Michael's today when I purchased my sketchbook because I thought it would be fun to try. Another fun experiment is to try interactable elements, like this paper door. I'm using masking tape on both sides to make a hinge. Other elements to consider are envelopes or transparent papers. For some fun, I'm going to decorate my door. I'm going to use a Pipsticks moth sticker. I'm taking advantage of the transparent background to preview the placement. For the final touch, I'm writing a fun phrase on the door. My journey begins today. This book is claimed. The rules are set and we've made a mess. It's not scary anymore. It's just paper. If you want more cozy art vlogs and experiments, hit subscribe and join the Art Lab. You can find more projects like this and free coloring pages in the Discovery Station at samanthasartlab.com. Tell me in the comments, what is one thing you were giving yourself permission to do in your sketchbook? Until next time.